Hello, welcome to JupiterAudiobooks.com. I hope you enjoy this audio. Remember that you can find this and many other complete novels visiting our official website, JupiterAudiobooks.com. Get comfortable and enjoy the narration.
How should I put it? Don't worry, I know how you feel. Bop, being encouraged by Azaoi who placed his hand on my shoulder, I tried to swallow this frustrating feeling and tumbled down on my knees. My body had no strength left. Selector of 7th roll, end of day 3, halfway proceed Demon King, 2,361 points, Hero, 2,079 points, Revolutionary, 1,603 points, Executioner, 448 points, Judge, 360 points, Tracker, 3,032 points, Priest, Deserted, Lost. Roll completion condition, preceding condition Revolutionary, complete the desertion of Priest. Remaining 2 rolls Executioner, Tracker. Executioner, complete the desertion of Priest. Remaining 2 rolls Demon King Judge. Judge, unable to complete the first victory condition when the Priest deserted. Move to point whining condition. Tracker, unable to complete the first victory condition when the Priest deserted. Move to point whining condition. Yuunagi, sorry Yakaina, I have something I want to ask. Yakaina? Yakaina, I don't know anything about you running while smiling half naked and intruded into the girl changing room. Really, you stupid. Nagi is an idiot. And yet every time you only say Yakaina, sorry, did I overdo it? I am not being serious when I call you that Yuunagi, no, it is just that I feel humiliated losing to Yakaina directly like this. Yakaina, because of that. That is the most important to you. Stupid. I am angry. Tomorrow I'll show your sleeping picture to the whole school. Yuunagi, don't be upset because of such trivial matter. And there is this thing. I heard you helped me after that, right? Therefore, I am wanting to thank you a bit. Yakaina, what is this as expected? Nagi is still at Sundara as always. Chapter 3, The Things Which Were Hidden, discovering Mitsuji Koriya's real identity and then the unwanted reunion with Azaoi. Many things happened yesterday and that night. I seeded the login to Suzuka because she said today, no matter what I have the rights to play the game, including the break day. It would be exact 3 days I'd been to school. Right now it was lunch break. Because of the incident intruding into the girl changing room that I was called to the teacher room and being glared at by the girl with scornful eyes. Even so, since I was continuing to endure it, looking down while looking, it had a noticeable effect as those killing glare pointed at me slowly decreased. Probably. Moo? Yukuin, today you not going with Haruchin? I did, but seems she is buying stuff with Yakaina. Though you are too close. Quickly get away for a bit, Naihihai. What is it? Your face is beet red. Are you being wavered by my attractiveness that you want me to stay away? No way about it, embarrass you my arse. And don't come any closer. Though you Kuin. For a while now, why don't you call me senpai? That is no good? If you are delinquent Kuin, I'll punish you. Hey, wait month 3. It was no good how much I retaliated. I was being captured completely by her. From the opposite of the desk, she grabbed me with both her hands and started rubbing my cheeks. So this was the punishment. Even though it was not painful nor having any bad intent, but it was very effective in agitating other. Moreover, those icy cold glares once again pointed at me in classroom. In that situation, I only lightly turned my face away. As if I was sitting on needles. Now even if I ran away, the only thing I'd get was clinging malevolence, therefore instead I'd try to direct my intention at her and retaliate while complaining. Really, you are Naihihai, what? Just only that and you. I have no interest at all, for now I had to endure this bully. The short skirt which was a few centi away from her knees. The reddish twin tails hair in mischievous style were swinging on her shoulders, should I call this the picture of a little devil or a very attractive girl? All in all, she was smiling sadistically. Ni-hee. Mao, Yukuan is being so shy, huh, really now? Himuri nanes that's right, she was sitting in front of me and swinging her attractive bare foot, a member of Sphaya who helped me completing Arosi, no one other than Himuri. As a subordinate of Tendo Byakuya, a high school girl with full of rumors and mysteries. Her vague personality, sluggish attitude, a girl who could master the sense of distance abnormally had resisted my retaliation. Putting it that way, but simply, it was still a fiction character, bright as the sunlight created in Arosi. The real name of this active NEET was Ruri, however, after the game ended. For some reason she went to school with this appearance. Well, if wanting to know, then the only way would be asking. Before I don't have any interests, but now I do, about school. Moreover, IV said I could not leave my hood. If I took it off I'll die of embarrassment. So it comes to this, what do you think? As she said. By the way, outside her black hair was a wig, and that small breasts had to be stuffed with pads. Although the latter was only my guesses, but it seemed Himuri and Ruri senpai had different breast sizes. You were flatter than I thought, senpai. Himuri-san. Himuri-san is here. Oru, Ruri senpai. At a nice timing, Yukaina and Harukaze returned. I stopped the dark thought in my mind. Their reactions were completely opposite when seeing Himuri. Harukaze came close to us with sparkling eyes, while Yukaina tightly hugged her body with red face, and she hid behind the classmates back who were standing around and shrieked as if threatening back. Ma! That reaction was a given. Because the confrontation 3 months ago, she was bitten by Himuri poison Fong. Really now, both Yukuan and Yuki are so shy. Himuri pouted while looking at Yukaina, but this time she didn't give chase. Instead, she spread her arms wide and grabbed Harukaze. Yeah. Nihihai, it has been a while. That ought to be 1 week I hasn't replenished the Haruchan supply. I am about to die of thirst. How are doing? Are you sad not able to see me? That's right. Without Himuri-san I am a little lonely? Wah! As expected, Haruchan is an angel. I am sorry? Because these days I am really busy. I don't know if I could make it tomorrow. Ni-hee. Now, why don't you come here and say gyu? Gyu? Yes, Edo. Gyunya, as expected of Haruchan, feels so good, so good, sniff sniff. Mumu, smell good. Let me comb you? You can why? Nothing to worry about, right? Bite why, yes, hiya. No, Himuri-san, ear. My ear's hiya. That scene was a little kinky. Nihihai. Even so, Himuri still didn't stop her barbaric actions. While skillfully hiding her body, Harukaze shut down the look from outside by hiding her face. Hey, since when are you planning to look, Nagi? A movie footage that made everyone look away. Even so. Since who knew when, Yukaina approached and hit my head, and even Himuri with a folded book. In the end I couldn't be satisfied only witnessing that scene. How's the situation with Suzuka? Because the secrecy nature, I and Himuri changed the location of the talk. We sit on the bench in the schoolyard. Before my suspicious tone, Himuri took a sip at her iced tea while nodded. Let us see. Actually, I've met before? So I start to feel a little interested. But the game this time has nothing to do with the third department. That the librarian also said. Right. Why didn't you contact me these past few days? Thanks to that I met a lot of unlucky situation. Nihihai. What is it? Yukuan feels sad for not receiving my replay? There's no way really now, Yukuan is still can be honest. Nihi, sorry. I had something to do because of the directive of the director. Because being too busy I had to postpone it. Work from the directive of Tendu? Even though it is not aiming at the running of SSR? But I can reveal the details? Because in the terms I had the obligation to keep secrets? Putting her index finger on her lips, she bloomed a mischievous smile. Nihihai. I quietly heaved a sigh while looking at her. Well, from the start I didn't think she would tell. Moreover, I and Himuri had nothing more than a partner relationship. I cleared my throat and changed the subject. Then, about Suzuka's situation. Let us see. I don't quite understand if she is the arrogant type or like to put on fronts. Mostly I accepted all the terms for swapping, but even so she did what she likes both in real life and SSR. Thanks to that the completion of the game didn't go to nowhere. And my normal life is destroyed. To be honest, it was a terrible time. Foo. But, if so, aren't you angry? No, of course I am angry. It could be said I was really mad, but I don't hate her. How should I put it? Because she looked very happy. Even though all her actions was very selfish, but she didn't have malicious intent, therefore, although it was a little too much to take, but I could not hate her. Why are you angry? Every time I said the name Suzuka she became upset and started pouted her lips. No. I understood nothing. I was only debating why she was having that attitude. Moo anyway. Crying out like that as if to fix her mood. After that Himuri stood right up. Her white thighs entered my eyes. A very attractive sight in close distance. Unconsciously, after I turned my face away she smiled satisfyingly, clapping her hands at the back she made a tilted head posture. What is it? Nothing. It is just that I've completed my mission of charming Yukuan. Ha! When did you complete it? As if I am so easily charmed. Moo. As expected, Yukuan truly doesn't honest with himself. Nihihai, I am just joking. Actually, there is something I want to ask you, saying so she suddenly changed her expression. A delicate nuance completely different than her vivacious before. A gentleness, earnest, moreover that smile died with a little sadness in. Hey, Yukuan. About Suzuka-chan looked happy. What do you think about it? Looked happy, what is that? Looking from your viewpoint then, does it mean Suzuka-chan is always looked shining and enjoying life with all she has? That is right then. For what reason? Why is she so happy? What is she happy about? About her wanting to play in this world, I understand. Anyhow, this side is a different world to her, who wouldn't be excited? However, even if it was this world or an SSR, Suzuka-chan always keeps her abnormal happiness, right? About that, don't you find anything strange? While saying, Himuri stared at me. Although her tone was gentle, but her eyes were very serious. It may be so, but about that. You assume that is because of Suzuka-chan's personality? That is right. If looking from Yukuan's viewpoint it could only be thought like that, huh? However, it is not so. Because, the cyberbrain Shinki code number 2 girl who I met before was a very kind child? Always being shy, quiet, and could not say anything. If based on my viewpoint, she was a boring girl. It could be said, the one who talked to you before, I could not believe she was Suzuka-chan. In front of her full of concern, worried gentle voice, I could only remain silent. What is this? What does that mean? It was not like Suzuka was being controlled by the darkness creeping inside her happy appearance. The darkness she exposed was the core, trying to hide it while being haughty with me. That meant she gave up her meek appearance before when she talked with Himuri. I was not surprised about Suzuka's true identity, it was about how she was forced to change. But, supposed if that were true, then what was the reason? For what reason she always had to show her happiness? For what reason was she so obsessed? While putting my hand to my nape I bit my underlip. I completely don't know anything, but if she was also trampled like the case of Harukaze, then I could imagine why she had all her miserable state. The picture in the invitation, it was not simply a threatening remark. Although I couldn't hear, but definitely Suzuka must be fighting very hard. If so, then I will. But it is not really like that. At that moment, Himuri frantically stretched her hands to the me who was lost in thought. Just now it was simply my intuition, so maybe it could be a misunderstanding. Is that so? However, your advices show that the GM this time is pretty troubling. Yukuin has a really good prediction. Himuri looked at the sky and yelled as if screaming, even though on the pretext she was asking about Suzuka's situation, but from the start the warning was the core of all these problems. Himuri was not wrong. On the contrary, she was very observant. Oboro Tsukuyomi right. Is he that bad? Bad, or could be said he is very dangerous. Always envy and jealous, he considers himself the center of all things. He is the kind of man who will do anything to achieve his goal. You should be careful, Yukuin. Different than the director, Oboro Tsukuyomi doesn't have any dignity or pride. Nihihai, therefore. Backbend posture. The eyes that were looking directly at me were full of enthusiasm and expectation, just like that day, such strong sparkling eyes. You definitely have to win perfectly. At least, it would be a lie if I said my heart didn't waver before those words. Moshi, Tarumi? Are you free? Hey, I got good news. After parted with Himuri, on the bench I was sitting on, suddenly I received a coming call. Every time she contacted me arbitrary, Suzuka's contented face appeared on the small liquid screen. Calling it this time made me feel unease, even so I still opened my mouth and prayed inside my soul. Good news? What, you grow a few centi taller? What stupid are you spouting? My body is top-notch, no need to grow anymore. So that isn't a problem at this. What is it? While blinking her red shiny eyes, Suzuka said, full of confidence. However, I still didn't understand what she was talking about. Her look was the same as yesterday. No, if looking carefully her arm was wrapped by something like a piece of cloth. Was that it? While I tilted my head being confused, Suzuka only smiled happily. Really now, you are such a slowpoke, Tarumi. If you still don't understand after looking, I have no other way but to explain it for you. It would just be a normal explanation, wouldn't it? Only you think it is normal. Now I'll tell you in order, so listen carefully. After that you can praise my wits and kindness, I answered expressionlessly as response. After that Suzuka looked at the screen and nodded with a very optimistic face. When she was being friendly she looked cute, hands on her waist, making a content face. She started talking about the good news. In the winter cold day. Just tell the damn story from this morning, no need to go back in time. Then this morning's story. As usual I was taking a stroll on the street. Because today is the omurus day in my favorite restaurant, I timed it so that I'd arrive at noon. Hey, aren't you being a little too long-winded? It was at that moment an accident happened. While I was walking, because feeling hungry, I entered the sweet shop and ate, and Mitsu, finished that I continued to stroll with refreshed mood. The result was after that omurus had sold out. No, because feeling full I didn't care about the omurus anymore. So your answer is completely wrong. Too wrong, right? It was suddenly a player dashed out from the alley. What? Listening to this my thought returned to the game. Confrontation with other player. Who? For what reasons Mitsuji had let me go? Moreover, players that could be trouble for Suzuka were basically non-exist. Other than Mitsuji there was still Azaoi, even so the one with highest possibility was Mitsuji, and the result was as I'd predicted. It was the hero, so she claimed. Short figure, watercolored hair, she looked like Mitsuji in your tale. Gulp, then. Are you attacked? Unconsciously I shrieked. At that time, although she said don't wanna kill me yet, but, in the end the hero like Mitsuji, whose motive was only to destroy the Demon King. Therefore it was nothing strange if she pointed her fang at me. Nope, I was not attacked. However, Suzuka only shook her head as if nothing happened. I didn't feel like she came to attack me. Moreover, she was licking ice cream happily with her expressionless face. Maybe she was off? Oh, off what? Although I don't understand much, but, in short, if there was no battle happened, it's good? At least we are not game over. Maybe so. If I were game over, then idea him, nothing. E2, there's no battle at all. The hero only bowed and left. Ha! Even though to the end she still didn't change her perspective about destroying the Demon King, even so today's behavior was different than yesterday killing intent. In the end, what were the difference between today and yesterday? Ah no. There was only one thing. That was right, it was the inside of the Demon King today was different than yesterday, but that could change the hero attitude? If it was true, then could it be? You worrying about me, right? I understand. Not gonna happen. What, Tarumi? I am praising you, so no need to be formal. Moreover, I said it was good news, right? No way, I am game over, right? Ah, well, that is true. However, can you tell me now? Don't put on an act anymore. Fine. Then listen carefully, after that you better feel grateful. When confronted with the hero, suddenly there was a flash of idea, as if this was the chance. It was right now. Therefore I did not hesitate and used force to right when the hero was leaving. Ha! Unconsciously I stood up when hearing those unimaginable words. She used force to. Even without commencing PvP? Ah no, if PvP really happened, then skill like Exceller power is necessary. There was no reason to use roll skill and spend point in a stupid way. Wait, hold on a minute. In the end, what did you steal with force do? I said here, didn't I really? I showed you for a while now and you still didn't realize it, saying with a frown face. Suzuka extended her left arm before her body. Thanks to that, the cloth I saw before appeared in the middle of the screen. Not right, this is... My body became dizzy and I sit down lifelessly on the bench. Taking many deep breaths, I tried to calm my mind. Then I mustered all my strength to reply, why, are you serious? Of course I am serious. Right after seeing the hero, I made a big play with force do, as expected. I am a genius. Kufufu, although this action was a bit shameless, but she was red on the face. She ran away in embarrassment. It's a shame you didn't see it, Tarumi. Triple A mo, shoot yoop. Not only she didn't apology, but on the contrary she made a proud face. When I came to notice, I yelled in my anger. This girl, because she had no evil intent, I could not scold her. Why are you being so proud? So weird. Ah no, actually I am really grateful for confronting the hero and still stayed alive. I am really grateful. But, the damn way you overcome it. You don't need to do that. If you ignore her you could be safe. What did you say? Don't tell me you are such a cheapskate? Wasn't that very smart? The smartest action at that time would be doing nothing. Do you know the price of using force do? It's only 2,000 points. Why? Yes, that's right. HAA in front of an answer as if it was nothing big from Suzuka. I frowned and heaved a sigh. 2,000 point, it was 2,000 points. The drawback of losing resources at this point was not small. As if being urged by haste, I subconsciously put my hand to my nape and took a deep breath to calm down. From the device. The way she spoke was like she was trying to convince herself to be happy, an unnatural expression. Speaking of it, I remembered the talk with Hinuri. Why Suzuka had to be happy like that? Ha! What is it, Tarumi? What happened? No, nothing. Ah, can I log in now? Anyways, you used all the point with force do anyway. Letting you continue in that state, I don't feel at ease at all. What? You don't trust me. Though, Tarumi. Aren't you angry? I am angry, but after hearing those words I feel like your face is really thick skin, but, to be honest, I am not angry. As long as we are still in this swapping game, from the start I've prepared for this situation, moreover, even if you don't accept it, for now we are still partner. Taking care of your airheadness is my responsibility. Therefore let us quickly and swap again, eh? Even though it was just a little, but Suzuka had reacted at my statement. However, she didn't add anything and only nodded meekly replied okay right before the swap. Kaya scream came out from the phone's speaker. Suzuka? Feeling something strange I called out to Suzuka but there was no answer. Instead, the camera mode had changed back from inside out. At the same time a different character showed up, a weird figure. Creepy white clothes. The face was twisted as if being cramp. And in that moment the executioner pays you a visit. Hello Demon King. If you are free, do you want to play with me? That girl, the executioner smiled dangerously. First of all, the one who actively approached was that girl. Hiya ha 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 laughing loudly while kicking the ground. In a second the girl in white clothes closing in Suzuka. Raising her right arm, the executioner immediately slammed on Suzuka's neck with the palm of her hand. AC. With that groan, that small body was blown away, her pink hair fluttered. The executioner quickly locked Suzuka tight from behind and activate her device skillfully. With command deploy, she used the blade which just appeared to pressed against Suzuka's. Because I am someone with no rules, then where's the one you met this morning? How should I know? An excited voice, the executioner gently slapped Suzuka's cheek with her blade. Of course. The blade didn't deal any damage. Even so, every time she moved her hand Suzuka's expression became distorted as if under immense pain. Her face became pale, both her arms were shaking and held the hem of her skirt in fear. While looking at that dire situation through the screen, I tried to think calmly. What is the goal of the executioner? No. It would be a little wrong if I didn't know that. If it was the surface meaning then it was too clear. The winning condition of the executioner was the desertion of Judge, Demon King, Priest. Therefore the attack on the Demon King was nothing weird for her. However, with a little thinking it'd be understandable. Because the Demon King was unkilling. If still having that intention, first of all she needed to defeat the undefeatable hero, someone who owned a cheat skill level auto save and load. This was also the reason I didn't interfere yet. Definitely Mitsuji was standing somewhere watching this. If someone tried to kill Suzuka, she shot them immediately. Mitsuji Kori was really strong. Under her observation, Suzuka would definitely be safe against other SSR player. However, I still didn't understand the executioner. In the end, what was her plan attacking the Demon King? Hayaha the executioner looked at the screen and laughed out as if disdaining my line of thought. Using her whole arm to tightly held Suzuka's neck, suddenly she yelled with a hoarse voice. Hey! Are you listening, hero? Because not understood what her intention was I let out my voice in surprise although, even if it was a little slow but I realized. I see, no. It was a little different. Because the hero had become the Demon King's shield so the Demon King herself would be the only weakness of the hero. And once she was the weakness she could become a hostage. From the start, the executioner made use of the connection between roll to turn the table and push both the Demon King and hero to the wall. Hiya ha ha. Hey hero. Are you still watching? Do you understand the problem here? Just now I was only affected by linker mail through this girl body. This girl, body is linked with another player. Every time the other party takes damage she will suffer 25% of it. What a cursed item. Well, sounds easy to understand but its productivity is rather vague. Simply it's not usable at will, what the? What are you saying? So wonderful O Demon King, this thing is really effective at conquering. Hayaha, that's right, all is because of the executioner roll skill. Remodeling aptitude, the skill that could freely renovate used item in SSR. Just like that.
Only the first half hour is uploaded to YouTube. The transcription was generated with Whisper and censored using Google AI to comply with the platform. This project is completely free at free.jupiteraudiobooks.com, where we upload complete projects and you can make free requests. If you prefer an ad-free experience, want to listen to exclusive novels, or need your requests processed much faster, visit our premium version at jupiteraudiobooks.com. Also, we have a PDF library at uranovels.bokuboi.com. We hope you enjoy it.